My name is Andrea Reyes, Andrea Bernadette Reyes to be exact, and I'm one of the founders of A.Bernadette. Usually I start my presentation by giving you my elevator pitch, but I had this thought recently, this feeling, this kind of seed that's been growing within me, and I wanted to share it with you. Looking out into the crowd, I see majority women, right? I see a lot of women. I mean, FIT, go figure, women, of course. But I think a lot about how the women in this crowd are the most powerful women the world has ever seen. If you think about it, right now in your life, you're able, for the most part, to decide where you live, who you marry, your reproduction. A lot of you in the audience will become CEOs and directors and presidents, mothers and caretakers. Maybe we'll even have some lawyers, some congresswomen, some senators. I think a lot about being the most powerful woman the world has ever seen. What am I going to do with that? For all the women who can't leave their house without a man escorting them or giving them permission, for all the women who are lost women until they're married, am I destined to strive to live in New York in a one-bedroom apartment? Is that my goal? To be fiercely independent? For me, that was not my goal. That isn't my goal. What I did with my power is we created A.Bernadette. Looking at A.Bernadette, yes, we work with women in Uganda, but we want to work with women globally. We think a lot about how we are activists, we are explorers, we're entrepreneurs, we are so many different things, and we're complex. Things aren't as simple as they used to be, right? House mothers are not just house mothers anymore. How we achieve this in A.Bernadette is through the triple bottom line. The triple bottom line consists of people, planet, and profit. Every single business decision we make, we think about the planet implications, the monetary implications, and the social implications. A lot of us have heard of the term sustainability, but we're not quite sure what that means. Sustainability and green and eco-friendly, they seem to be words now that have just been placed on advertisements or in marketing. They've kind of lost their meaning, right? For us, sustainability is the triple bottom line. This is the sustainability development model. What that means is that these three things are connected. Our bottom line isn't just profit. Our bottom line is threefold. Our profit and our people that we work with and the environment are all affected. If I treat my workers fairly, if I pay them well, if I give them adequate time off, if I loosen the structure of this work world from 9 to 5, I guarantee you my employees will be more loyal, I will have higher retention, and that will affect my bottom line, right? I will absolutely hold on to my employees and I won't have to retrain over and over and over, which is a huge problem that retailers face, correct? Another part of it is the planet. So I think a lot about the materials that we use and our impact on the planet and how I want to live in a healthy environment, right? I want to have clean air. The people that I work with, I know all the way in Uganda, no matter how far away they are, they're still affecting my environment right here. I love how in Uganda they're so connected to the earth. And living over there, it really helped me connect to the earth and realize that the more sunlight I have in my day, the happier that I am. And I feel as though I should be afforded the same luxuries as far as living a good life, and that doesn't just mean working consistently and working 9 to 5, but really breaking through the structures that exist today. I want to dig a little deeper into what we think the triple bottom line means to us. One of my favorite quotes is, "Our lives end the day we become silent about the things that matter." Let's talk about the women that we work with. These are women that come from the war-torn north. In Uganda, there was a conflict. I'm sure many of you have heard of the LRA or Joseph Kony or Invisible Children. Our women come from that area. We consider them refugees because they traveled down to the southern part of the country, Jinja, Uganda, where we were working out of, home of the Nile River, the source of the Nile River in Lake Victoria. These women, they taught me so much about resilience and about hope. They taught me how to change my perspective. In New York, it was so easy for me to be mad if I had a bad subway experience, or if my nail polish chipped, Or the little tiny things would totally ruin my day. And I'd go to my job, working in the fashion industry, and I'd sit down, and a colleague would say to me, "Oh man, I'm so fat, I can't fit into my clothes." And after coming back from Uganda, I looked at her and I said, "I'm sorry you have too much food to eat. That must be a real burden for you." It changed my whole life, working with these women, sitting underneath a mango tree while they watched their child, and they were rolling beads out of paper. An amazing experience to have gone over there and worked there, but it's not just about working with women in Uganda, as I mentioned before. It's also about working with artisans and young women here in America. Because I think we have a lot more commonalities than we do differences. For example, the women in Uganda, their main concern is waking up, getting their kids to school on time, feeding them, making sure the house is clean, and heading off to work. I think that's the same thing for us here pretty much, right? So I'm tired of people always highlighting our differences. I know we want to be unique, I know we want to be individuals, but I think bridging the gap, it's important to highlight our commonalities and see how we're similar and how we have similar problems and what we can do to help each other. It's important for us here to work with people in America. What do Americans do so well? We're wonderful at branding. We're amazing at branding. If you look at the world, the whole world consumes our media and our entertainment like no other. So I am constantly talking to people like you, asking you to get involved in something outside yourself, because you have the ability to reach masses. You have the ability to get on whatever media you want and brand your life, your story, and talk about something that's bigger than you. Our next quote here, going into the planet. So many of the things that can count don't count. Many of the things that you can't count really count. What that means to us is that the environment is so important to us. I love hiking. I love swimming. I love looking at mountains. I love looking at sunsets. These are things that inspire me to do the art that I love to do and to work with the people. We actually got a grant. We got a grant from a company in America, and we did solar cooking. This company in Kenya actually came to Uganda and taught our women how to cook with the sun. That is a solar cooker. It's just a cardboard reflecting panel that you can actually heat water using the sun, and the sun is free, right? We can actually cook food, chicken and rice and all different things. So now the women in Uganda, they have their own small business. They go around teaching other groups how to cook with the sun, and they're also reducing their carbon footprint. And for the most part, they use charcoal. So charcoal is from wood, and that is all about deforestation. So we're trying to combat those things, looking at their environment, but connecting to America. Of course, we have to connect here. We worked with a company in South Africa that actually had a product, and the product was called a cooking bag. So this here is a cooking bag. The cooking bag is a heat-retaining bag. It's filled with recycled styrofoam, and what it does is it keeps your food hot up to 8 hours. So actually, you guys can come up afterwards and touch it and feel it. It's very light. So what we did was we actually went to an elementary school. We talked to them about recycling, and the kids collected old styrofoam. They gave it to us. We put it in a wood chipper, made a complete mess, but got some of it in these bags. And now these bags, we sell them to markets all over New York. And people can cook their rice in them, so they're reducing their electricity bill by cooking their rice for 10 minutes and then finishing it off in this bag. For us, we put ice at the bottom, and we can put sandwiches and all different things in there. Bring it to the beach, bring it to the park. So we're about making products that are going to be used every day, that are really functional, that are really utilitarian, that of course still cute and trendy, right? We're at FRT. And we want to make products that tell a story. So this is a perfect time for me to kind of introduce our other products to you. Because like I said, it's all about recycled materials. I'm in love with recycled materials. Because for me as a designer, if I go to Mood Fabric, I'm going to go in there, I'm going to buy some black fabric, and I'm going to leave and end up making a black dress because I'm overwhelmed by the options. There's too much going on. It's insane. So for me, I'd much rather have a rubber sheet. Give me that. Give me a little structure, and that pushes my creativity 10 times further. So what we have here is one of our first products. This is a headband that's made out of what we call mukeka. So in Uganda, this is the material that they make their traditional sitting mats out of, also known as palm leaves to us here. Or if we want to get fancy, we'll say palm fronds. Say it just like that, palm fronds. The next item that we made was, we actually made these bracelets. And these bracelets are made out of plastic bags. And on the inside, it's this thick grass that grows by the Nile River. So one day I saw the women making these bowls out of the same material, and they said, hey, not everybody wants their kitchen to look African-inspired. Let's try to do something a little different. So we ended up making these bracelets. So it's a marriage between their traditional weaving skills, their traditional aesthetic, and then us coming in with our more modern Western aesthetic. So our next item here is called a Chiro strap bag. So each product is actually named after one of the women we work with. The strap bag here is made out of recycled plastic packing straps. You know the strap that you get when you buy a refrigerator or a TV that comes around a box? That you'll cut your fingers if you try to rip it off? That will outlive us all. That in Uganda, you actually have to put in an incinerator and melt to get rid of it. So we sell these bags, which are super durable, indestructible, we say. My newest line is, this is the bag that you can give to your kids. This will really last you forever. Things like this is my favorite because this would literally just be rubbish. And it's beautiful. It already comes in these colors. This is how they mark their boxes. Because in Uganda, electricity, computers, barcodes aren't always so handy or resourceful or available. The last item that I brought for you today, this is a purse that's actually made out of paper. I think some of you hopefully have seen this before, because I like to call this the national craft of Uganda. Many women sit under mango trees and avocado trees, rolling paper into beads like this. And so many of their children are able to go to school based on selling these beads. So I definitely invite you again to come up and touch it and feel it, smell it. Don't taste it. But this is what I love to make. I love to make things, like I said, that are functional. And as you can see, we have a little bit more fashion items up here. I'm modeling our harem pants today. Sometimes the materials come from Uganda, sometimes they come from New York. It kind of depends where I am, right? So I've been here in New York for the past year or so, and I was working in the fashion industry, and somebody had a huge bag of old silk fabric that they were just going to throw away, because we know there's a lot of waste going on. And I said, of course you can't throw that away. I took it and I brought it to Uganda. And I actually had a pair of harem pants from India, and I gave it to our tailors, and our tailors whipped them up into these. So now these are one-of-a-kind, upcycled harem pants. And it's great to be able to make things on a really small scale. I think we only made about 15 or 20 of these pants. So when we sell these, there's a real connection because we can show you the picture of the woman who made them. We can tell you her story. We can tell you that these are one of a kind. And we can tell you we'll probably never, ever, ever, ever make them again. So there's a specialness to it. There's a uniqueness to it. The last part is our profit part. I like money. I'm sure you like money. We don't want to be a nonprofit. We aren't. We're an LLC. We don't want to be a nonprofit because we believe that money is important. We believe that you have to attach money to skills and to labor and to trade in order for people to want to participate in it, right? So one of my favorite quotes from Bob Marley, "The greatness of a man is not in how much wealth he acquires, but in his integrity and his ability to affect those around him positively." So in Uganda, we're separate from the women that we work with. The women that we work with, they are their own cooperative business. A cooperative business is a business where all members are equal. There's no owner. Every single woman has an equal vote in the decisions within the company. So we go to the women and we buy items per piece. Say, we're gonna make this bag, I want it a little bigger this time, I want the strap like this, how much for this? And they'll give me a price. And when they put it together and they make it, we'll go and buy it. We actually have a production manager there that we worked with when we lived there, Gerald. We call him Gerald the Acholi man. And he helps us do all the buying. And at the end, when he gives them the money, he asks them, how much do you want to put in your savings account? So the group can come together and they say, okay, we have made 100,000 shillings. We want to take half of it and pay ourselves, and we want to take the other half and put it into a bank account for more supplies, or maybe it will go to their solar cooking business. A lot of times it's prompted by us asking, what do you want to do with this? Do you want to get some further training? Do you want to participate in a market that's in Uganda? Do you want to have somebody come in and teach you a new craft, a new skill? We really try to put the decisions on them. Because I always tell them when I was there that you have to make the decisions. You have to take all the knowledge that is in my brain and use it, because I'm going to leave. You guys are going to be here, and you need to have this ship moving forward, right? They need to be empowered. They need to feel like they can make a difference within their own community, because that's the only way we can really have development in a place like that. So we're always saying that we're small business owners here, and they're small business owners there, and we're partnering together to make things happen. Because in a lot of ways, we are equals, and I want them to feel that way, that I can't do it without them, and they can't do it without me. And I think that promotes an environment where we all feel powerful. I want to talk about how we accomplish these 3 Ps. People, planet, and profit. For us, we have 3 initiatives. So our first initiative right now is participating in a lot of markets. And I mean a lot of markets. You will see us at Afropunk, you will see us on Hester Street, you will see us at the Brooklyn Night Bazaar, you will see us up at Sugar Hill Market in Harlem. I invite you all, go to these places, go to these markets, check them out. They're doing amazing things. There's this whole new kind of mixed retail event shopping, right? I no longer just go to a store and buy things. I go to a market that has food and live music and vendors and booze, and it may be open till 1 in the morning. And it's a totally different way to shop now. We love these events because it's a way for us to connect to a community, to the community that we live in New York. And I think we all know here that it's sometimes difficult to find community in New York. We're all busy running down the street, having to go to our next appointment, to our next meeting. We'd like to create spaces in these markets where we say, come in, chat with us, let's talk about Uganda, let's talk about all the things that we're doing, and we invite you to come and do them with us. The next part, we like to call it DIY activism. We are DIYers through and through and through and through. We do after-school programming. So we actually go into schools and we talk to kids about recycling. We talk to kids about social activism. We talk about how they can be change makers in their community. And as we started doing this, we realized that a lot of adults wanted to participate in this too. So there's a lot of adult crafting going on. We were actually at the Brooklyn Night Bazaar and we were doing adult crafting, teaching people how to make water bottle planters. So I actually have planters made out of water bottles. I'm growing my own lettuce in Harlem. I'm growing my own hot peppers in Harlem. I am an urban gardener. Weird, right? But I love it. I love it. And it teaches us that it is about where our food comes from. We can start this conversation. I have this planter right here. I'm talking to a bunch of adults at Brooklyn Night Bazaar, and they're eco-friendly, organic, and I say, you know what, you can cook some lettuce in your own house, and they have a deeper appreciation from where their food comes from. So a lot of the times, our DIY projects, our markets, our products in general are a place and a way for us to deepen the conversation. You may come to my table and say, this bracelet is beautiful, but by the end, we're talking about plastic bags, and we're talking about how New York is going to ban plastic bags soon, and all the ways that people in the fashion industry can capitalize on it by making recycled plastic packing strap bags. So a lot of the times, the products that we make are kind of promotional products, because at the end of the day, we want to offer services. We want to offer a community. We want to offer something other than just consuming. Because we live in this world right now where it's pretty oversaturated. I think you can go and find anything for about $5, right? Thrift stores are fold to the brim. You can go in there and find anything that you want. So what are people going to be looking for now? We're looking for more experiences. We're going to be paying for more experiences. So think about that as you go on in your careers and say, I want to make beautiful clothing, but what services are you going to add to it that are going to set you apart and really push your business or your career forward? Along with this DIY activism and the markets that we participate in, the last initiative that we have is Voluntourism. While we were living in Uganda, we had a lot of volunteers come and stay with us, and it was an amazing experience. Every single person that come and stayed with us, afterwards they were a completely different person. You just look at things differently. And we invite people, especially fashion designers and anyone in the fashion industry, to come with us because there's such a craving right now for people wanting to be in sustainability, eco-friendly, development, social entrepreneurship, that we want to bring people over and help them see firsthand what it's like to actually work in a country like Uganda. Do you like to come home covered in dust at the end of the day? Do you like to hold babies and give out money and show designs and stuff like that? Maybe you go there and you're like, this is not for me. This is terrifying. I need to go and take 4 showers. Maybe you're going to work here. Maybe you're going to be the person here who collects the stories from overseas and has a relationship with stores here and can talk about what's going on there. There's so many opportunities right now, and there's such a deep community that is emerging in New York with sustainability, with people who are helping push development. I invite you guys to check out the Fair Trade Coalition. They're a wonderful resource for all these people around the world who are making beautiful products and bringing them to market here. So there's so many benefits to going to Uganda. You're gonna go and you're gonna have this transformational experience, and you're gonna see things and experience things that you would never think that you could handle or that you would enjoy, but you come out of there and you feel invigorated and you want more. Today I wanted to leave you with a video that we made this past year, and it just kind of shows firsthand what I'm talking about.
We could sing a song. All right, imagine it was your birthday. You ready? This is your birthday song. It isn't very long. Hey!
I am Andrea Reyes. I am one of the co-founders of A.Bernadette.
My name is Andrea Reyes, and I am the other co-founder of A.Bernadette.
A.Bernadette is a company that works with 100 women in Uganda making items from recycled materials. We use their traditional weaving techniques to make these unique accessories.
Andrea is the designer of the products, and my role is embedded in strategic planning.
Our company is composed of the triple bottom line: people, planet, and profit. We want to highlight the commonalities that we're small business owners here, and the women that we work with, they are small business owners there. We're just as much accountable and responsible as they are.
We want to do the best that we can with what we have, and that means talking to the people we work with and being really honest, talking to our customers and being really honest.
How we view our products are really as a promotional piece. This is a way that we can start to tell the story of the people in Uganda, and that all goes to the hope that people will come with us. For Voluntourism,
we ourselves are bridges. We're able to bring that passion back and forth. How we really want to make that bridge strong is to connect the women with people in America. When we talk about our future goals and objectives, I think
I need you to look a little happier.
this is my thinking face. I'm thinking.
Okay.
It's a careful analysis, Andrea.
Where are we going in the future?
It's a careful analysis.
Are we going somewhere really deep? Because
your face tells me
it's kind of deep and depressing. Let's go somewhere fun, Amber.
You want to come on, let's go somewhere fun. A trip with us to Uganda is not like anything else. We're going there to do real work. Every time we go back, it's a new adventure. You will see things and dance in ways that will affect you profoundly.
You need to experience certain things on your own for it to actually have a deep, meaningful impact.
Come with us and we're gonna have a good time.